Hey, I'm Sal at Decco Ranch. Ninja is with me. We're on a test run with the Kawasaki Vulcan S 650 versus the Honda Rebel 500. I'm on the blue Honda, Ninja is on the white Kawasaki. We'll head out so many miles, we'll swap bikes and come on back, and then we'll talk about it. So we'll throw that talking interspersed in with clips of the ride. So just kind of hang in there and enjoy the ride. You'll see us passing each other continually. That's just us trying to give you a better view of each bike so you have an opportunity to see each one over and over. Okay, we're back from the ride. Ninja, you normally ride a Ducati Monster. This is your first time ever seeing the Kawasaki Vulcan S 650. It's your first time riding it. When you got on that bike and took off, what did you think?
First thought, getting off the ranch, the road's a little bit bumpy. I could really feel the difference. The suspension compared to Rebel. I think Vulcan, you could feel a little bit more.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And there are a lot of bumps
Yeah,
when we
yeah.
first left the ranch. And yeah, the Vulcan definitely has a stiffer suspension, where the Rebel has a much softer suspension, and that's stock. That's stock. And they're adjustable. The rear suspension is adjustable.
Okay.
But yes, good point. Good point.
Yeah, I do notice that. But you said it's adjustable for some, so you could make it softer.
A little bit, but that's and maybe for a big guy you wouldn't notice it so much, and it would be better for you. But for somebody our weight, it's we're gonna notice it.
Yeah, definitely I noticed that. But I love the power. You could really tell the difference. The Vulcan has more power.
Yeah, definitely.
You feel it in first gear, second gear, just push you.
Yeah, and that 150cc difference between the Rebel and the Vulcan, it's very noticeable. The Vulcan, you're right. Vulcan's just got so much power. You put your hands on that throttle, that Vulcan jumps, and if you're not hanging on, you may not be hanging on.
Yeah.
Where the Rebel's not going to do that. It's a much softer transition, much smoother transition, very easy.
But I think the Rebel is just the shifting. They have very wide, sweet spots, so you can't go wrong. The Vulcan, I think they have kind of a shorter. Right. You just have to get to the right sweet spot. But once you get to know it, then you'll be fine. The Rebels is just almost like you don't have to know much to ride it. You could be out of the school. The riding school.
The MSF class?
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll be fine with Rebel, but for Vulcan, probably you kind of like have to get to know the motorcycle a little bit. I think
You got to work harder at it.
Yeah.
You got to think and work when you're on the Vulcan. It definitely keeps you thinking, and it's just a little bit more work than the Rebel.
Yeah.
They're both great bikes.
Oh
They're
yeah,
both great
yeah.
bikes.
They both are great on turns and curve. The lean feels great for both. I could lean a little bit more on the Rebel just because I think the dimension is just more slimmer.
And the Vulcan is a little bit longer bike and just a little bulkier all the way around, so that may contribute also.
Yeah. Like this turn, I didn't lean much, but
And
it has a nice feel for both, I think.
and I noticed you playing with it off and on with both bikes as you're riding them, just feeling it out.
Yeah, I had a really good time with both of them. Both very different feel, slightly different, but very comfortable. You feel safe. I think for most beginner, I think this both bike give you confidence that you'll be safe. Vulcan just a little bit more learning curve, but both are pretty good beginners bike. That's my opinion.
Yeah, you just have to pay attention when you're on the Vulcan. But yeah, and this is also, the Vulcan has the Versus 650 engine in it, so it's a sportier. In fact, that Vulcan S, the S is for sport. And it's got more kick. Yeah, it's got more kick to the engine. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It looks bigger just sitting here, but it's on the slope too.
Yeah.
So now to get them turned around. We can do it. This is a minimal traffic area. Yeah. God, the seat on this. Dang, it's harder. It's harder clutch.
But you've been riding it twice, right?
Yeah, but still going from one to the other, you see it.
Yeah.
I mean, you see all the differences.
Okay. You turn then?
Okay.
What's about the prices too? Is it comparable in price for both?
Actually, the Vulcan S is about $1,000 more base price. If you look at ABS, then the price for the Honda Rebel 500 is $6,499, where the price for the Vulcan S 650 would be $7,499. So it's exactly a $1,000 difference on that. And there's a little variation, a little bit less without ABS.
Yeah, I could see. I think the thing about the Vulcan is just bigger bikes, heavier, bigger all-around dimensions,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah, it feels, because it is so much bulkier than the Rebel, and it is 75 pounds more, and you can feel that weight when you first get on it. Did you notice it?
Yeah,
The difference.
I do. Yeah.
You get off the Rebel and you hop on the Vulcan S, and you notice that 75
But when you're
pounds.
riding, you don't really feel it.
Yeah, you
on
don't
the
notice
road.
it at all
Yeah.
once you're riding. Yeah.
I also like, I don't know if you notice, is the rider's view is a little bit different for both bike.
In what way?
I feel like with the Vulcan, you have a better view because of all the handlebar and everything so low. You could see, because you could see like here, you could see the difference.
Okay, yeah, the fuel tank sits a little lower, because the fuel tank is taller on the Rebel than the Vulcan. It sits lower on the Vulcan, and yeah, you do have a bigger field of view.
Yeah,
when you're riding
you could see it from the video as well. So I like, for my preference, I like that about the Vulcan, because you could really feel that you're out there.
That's a good point, because when you're riding the Vulcan S, you can see more bike in front of you as well, because it does have a longer wheelbase. So not only is that field of view bigger, but you see more bike in front of you, because it is a longer bike.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk personal preferences. Which of these bikes would you like to ride?
I'll go with the Vulcan.
Why?
I like the power, just that little extra, what is it, 150 cc more. You could really feel it. I like the speed.
And I agree, you can really feel it. It's a big difference.
Yeah, and then I like the bigger tank. Just gonna give me
The fuel tank?
Just gonna be, I don't have to fill up as often, and also the top speed is a little bit higher, so you could go faster.
Okay, well, what is the top speed on the Vulcan?
I think it said it's supposed to be like go up to 120.
Wow.
How about the Rebel?
Because I would pick the Rebel, and the Rebel only, it goes about 95. But not that I would go
pretty
95.
fast, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go 95.
Right.
I'm not going to be stupid on the freeway. I'll stay. You know, I try to stay safe. I mean, I'm sure you try to stay safe too.
Yeah.
But the speed is not as important as me.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know that it could go that fast. I'm probably not going to that fast, but yeah. And the ergo fit, I think it's nice to know as well that I could adjust it to fit me.
That is a cool feature. Very cool.
I think so. I think for me, for my preference, another extra $1,000 more is worth it to go with the Vulcan.
Yeah, and you don't have the ergo fit with the Rebel, but for me, I picked the Rebel because it's so easy to ride, and it's so forgiving, and that clutch with the clutch assist and the slipper clutch on the Rebel 500, oh my gosh, it's so easy to shift, and I like that versus the Vulcan, that if you aren't quick enough on your shift with the Vulcan, that engine's going down.
Yeah. You can really go wrong with any of these bikes, to be honest.
Yeah, they're both great bikes.
You'll have fun with both. I'll have fun with both, but if I have to choose, I go with the Vulcan.
Yeah. And I like the Vulcan. It's just I would prefer to ride the Rebel just because of that smoothness and easy. It's just, I love it. So thank you, Ducati Girl, for coming out and doing this comparison with me and the test ride on the Kawasaki Vulcan S 650 versus the Honda Rebel 500.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun. Enjoy riding all your new bikes. Excited what other new bikes you're gonna have, or what's
What
your
other
next
new bikes? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we did pick up a brand new Honda CBR 500R for
Nice.
Siggy. Yep, just this last week, and we'll be coming out with that one. But yeah, I love doing these comparisons.
Yeah.
And-
But
and
I've heard you have a couple of other
Oh yeah.
is it, guest star with their bikes to do the comparison
Oh
with
yeah.
you.
Yeah, I've got Harley Girl coming next, followed by Harley Guy. If you like these videos, please subscribe, then click the little bell button so you get the notifications. In the meantime, ride safe and keep those horses moving. Yeah.
Nice, very nice bike. Both are nice.
Wait, now you have to sit on the Rebel
Why?
because you sat on the
Oh, you have
Vulcan.
It's just slimmer. I guess like you make it easier too. I think if it's slim, don't you think? Like bigger, it just you felt like a lot of stuff.